Hey YouTube, Repo Man 64. Here we are, we're still waiting. We're still watching. Hoping for that blessed day. That's what we do, is just keep hoping. We keep waiting, we keep watching. Today was a very good candidate for the rapture of the bride. Still watching. The day's still here. It's not over with yet. It is in Israel. So most people are coming into these YouTube channels to try to get a nugget of information, to try to figure out when this is going to happen. The dates that we give, obviously, I've said it 1,000 times, they're high watch days. I'm not saying that's when it's going to happen, but they are high watch days. I made up a little graph that I showed when I made the video with Will and Jared, and I have it on my Discord. If you go into the Discord under my window, you can see the graph that I designed. Today was a perfect day because it is exactly 70 days from when the flood began. When I work Enoch out, I find that March 17th is the first day of the year. The 182nd day, there's 364 days in a year in Enoch, half the year falls on September the 15th. When I do the math in Enoch, Tisha B'Av and Tu B'Av are 1 week off. They are celebrated 1 week too soon. The same thing happens with the Feast of Trumpets or Rosh Hashanah, the New Year. This year, the Jews are celebrating it on the 8th. They're 1 week too soon still. The actual day, the 182nd day of the year, which if you were studying Enoch, you would find that from March 17th, the head of the year, that's the head of the year that in, somebody asked me, and I'm trying to remember, was it Samuel? It's in the Bible where God instructs Moses that this now will be the head of the year. And he was actually asking me because he was doing some math, which I'm curious what he came to. I love the math. I love the graphs. I love watching, what they're coming up with. And he's doing some math from he asked me, was it 6 months advanced or was it 6 months taken away? And I said, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I know that it was March 17th for Moses, which would have been the 182nd day of the year from, if you do the math, from September 15th, you'll come up to the 182nd day of the year, which will land on March 17th. So he wanted to know, do you think God went forward with the 6 months or back with the 6 months? And I said, I really don't know. I mean, he's standing there. It is September the 15th, and he says, this now will be the new head of the year for you. So suddenly it became March 15th. 17th. March 17th. I don't know where it becomes March 17th. So I don't know if he went forward or back. So now, in our time, the new year starts on March 17th. The Jews are still looking at September. They're looking at the 8th, but they're actually looking at their new year to begin on September the 8th, which I've proven, according to Enoch now, that they're 1 week off. So, for me, September... So these dates that I'm coming up with, I'm finding in Enoch, and they're all balancing out, and I'm thinking this date is really incredible to watch, which is what today is. Today was a very high watch day, and it's still not over. I mean, it still could happen. When it does, and we get to heaven, we're going to be like, wow. I mean, it'll be instantaneously. It'll be that fast. So the next one that I see, the very next one that I see is 23 days away. I don't know what 23 means, but it is 23 days away on September the 15th. That's, for me, from what I understand it in Enoch, Rosh Hashanah. The Feast of Trumpets. The last trump. So, I mean, if you'll go into Discord and look at my graph, you'll see that I already had it. What's amazing about this particular date is that so many things line up on that date. Like a lot of things line up on that date. I noticed it. I wrote it all down. I already made the graph last week, and I put it, like I said, uploaded it in the Discord, so you can go in there and look at it. Not a lot of stuff landed on August 22nd, but what was cool about August 22nd is it was 70 days away from October the 31st, which is when I believe the flood began. And we know that Enoch escaped before the flood. So we know that at some point in the time frame we're in now, that we escape, and then Noah represents the tribulation saint. Noah is the tribulation saint, but remember, he was guarded, he was protected, he was inside of that ark. Nothing was going to happen to him. God remembered him after 150 days or 5 months and cut the time short. In order for that picture to be perfect, he would have had to have been in that ark for 7 years, but God cut the time short for the very sake of the elect. No flesh would survive if he hadn't cut Noah's time short from 7 years to 5 months. I think that's what that verse is talking about. To me, that makes the most sense. And I don't believe he's going to cut the time short now to 5 months in our time, but my new date, high watch date, not saying it could happen any moment, but I still think we're going to get a warning. I still think God is going to tell each and every one of you, not me to tell you. He's going to tell me, and I'm going to jump on here and tell everyone, this is it. We figured it out. Here it is. This is our sign. We heard a trumpet. We heard this. We heard that. Damascus, something happened. And we're all going to be able to jump on here, and every single one of us are going to do it and tell you, this is it. And it's going to relate around the planet in moments. The whole planet is going to know that this event's about to happen. And so my next high watch day is going to be September the 15th, Rosh Hashanah, Feast of Trumpets. That's the day that I'm looking at, and this date is arrived to by using Enoch, and that's what I'm at. We keep watching. We're just going to keep watching. It could be in 2 days. Literally every moment from this moment forward could be in the next 3 days. I believe we're going to get a 3-day warning. A 7 to 3 day warning. Most likely a 3-day warning, maybe a 7-day warning, but I think it's most likely a 3-day warning. And when that warning comes, everyone's going to go scream it from the mountaintops. We're going to tell everybody, this is it. We finally got it. We finally figured it out. God told us all. And then 3 days later, it's going to happen. I felt like when we was coming up to the 22nd, as badly as I really want this to happen, it wasn't going to happen because we didn't get that 3-day warning. We didn't get the trumpet blast. We didn't get to see anything with Damascus. We saw a little bit of stuff, which actually I was like really looking at Damascus. They're talking a lot about it. And but at the end of the day, Damascus will be taken out as a city in one night. In one night it'll be gone. To me, that'll be our sign. Why? Because Saul, renamed Paul, was on the road to Damascus. He was made blind for 3 days, and 3 days later he could see. His name was changed to Paul, and he became one of the greatest apostles ever. So anyway, Repo Man 64, keep watching. Don't be disheartened. This is going to happen. You know it's going to happen. You're a Christian. You know this is going to happen. Don't blame the watchers. We're just trying to figure it out like everybody else. We're just watching like everyone else, and we're trying to figure it out. We're giving you the highest watch days possible, but at the end of the day, God's not going to give me the glory to tell you. He's going to tell you himself. You're a bride, just like I am. He's not going to tell me to tell you. He's going to tell all of us, and that sign will be so... And only the bride is going to see this sign. Everybody else is just going to see another world event. That's what's going on right now. We're getting all these world events going on just to mask what's about to happen. And then when we get our warning, it's going to be like, oh, that's no big deal. We've seen that before. That's what the hiding thing is. It's going to hide it from the world to make it like just any other day. Damascus gets destroyed. No big deal. We've seen volcanoes, earthquakes, hurricanes. That's just another thing. We won't, though. We'll know. We will know. All right, Repo Man 64. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And go into Discord. I'll leave a link and look up my timeline. It's in there. It's under my name. Just swipe to the right. Once you get in there, you're in the main room. swipe to the right, and it'll open up all the rooms that you can look into. I'm kind of down at the bottom because there's a lot of great watchmen that I feel are just awesome, and they're in there as well. You can go into any one of their windows. You can go in there and ask Ken Potter a question. Jay Justified, Infinite Rapture. There's a lot of them in there. You can go into their window and ask them a question directly. And so go into mine and scroll down and look at my, I'll repost it though, so it's at the bottom, and look at my timeline. This is the timeline that I feel like Enoch is showing us. So anyway, I will talk with you later. Repo Man 64, have a blessed day, and keep watching, keep looking up. It's coming. You know it's coming. It's almost here.